Something funny happened while I reviewed some old footage and stills I took almost a half a decade ago. Usually, I can easily tell what camera I shot with just by looking at the image. But in this case, something was different, and it didn't sit right. The camera that I used to get me to where I am today has been sitting on my shelf, forgotten about. I must admit, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of falling for the fast-paced nature of this hobby. In an era where so many cameras are released at such a fast rate, it's easy to lose track of the gems that have proven themselves time and time again. This camera is one for the ages. I shot the intro of this video with the a7 III, other than the settings and that climactic shot. The a7S III was the body double, and then the intro just took a mind of its own. But there's a reason why the Sony a7 III is one of the most popular cameras of all time. Its image quality. I've owned it for almost 5 years and I've never made a review about it, but it's as good of a camera now as it was when I first bought it. And I don't think I'm ever going to sell it. Yes, this is a camera that I will own until I grow old. The a7 III was released in early 2018, and even after 6 years, it's one of the top sellers. Real estate, street, nature, long exposure. The 24 megapixel sensor will capture it and do all of the heavy lifting. And even in lighting environments that are not ideal, this camera was ahead of its time. But one of the greatest features on this camera is its low light capabilities. In terms of image quality, the a7 III is the kingfish. Its shortcomings, if any, would be the LCD display, the older menu system, and the bigger body size, which isn't anything bad, just something to be aware of. However, one of the coolest things about this camera is you can find them used on eBay right around $1,000 US. Some people might say, 8-bit cameras don't belong in the camera bag of anyone who is serious about video.
Yeah, exactly.
But I must contest that. After shooting numerous client projects with the a7 III, I can tell you, the a7 III with its dual card slot makes it very capable. The shortcomings for video on this camera is that it can only shoot 8-bit. it can only shoot in 4K up to 30 frames per second. Its stabilization is subpar to what they offer today. But this never stopped me. When I needed 60 or 120 frames per second, I just switched it over to 1080, and then I upscaled to 4K in post. No one ever complained to me about wishing their video had better resolution.
Alright, I shouldn't take this. I don't need.
However, I'm always careful around those shots of the sky. The 8-bit creates banding because it doesn't have the information needed to resolve all of the different shades of blue.
Oh shit, you look like
8-bit files cannot be pushed as far as you can with 10-bit when it comes to color grading without the image falling apart. But 10-bit files are massive. So the question I ask myself is, what am I doing content creation-wise? If I'm only using this camera for YouTube or as a vlogger, then the a7 III will suffice. But if I'm doing higher-end client shoots or longer-form narratives, then I would go with the 10-bit camera.
So come to the edge. We might fall.
If you're a vlogger, then you'll be shooting blindly because the screen does not fully articulate. It does have a 30-minute record limit for video, so longer-form headshots and events would be limited. I shoot everything in Cine 2, and that gives me a nice-looking filmic image. The a7 III is a spectacular camera, especially if you're a content creator with a side of filmmaking. The a7 III is very much alive in the camera world. They still sell like crazy. All of the shots that I've shown you have been shots that I've gotten over the years with the a7 III, and they speak for themselves.
in action.
Okay, so there seems to be a lot of confusion out there about real estate appraisers versus real estate inspectors.
With its raw stills function, you can color grade your images like crazy. Look at how I was able to push and pull these colors in Lightroom to get my image to look like this. So tell me what you think. Is this a camera that you're still gonna own even when you grow old? Let me know.